World War II was one of the most significant turning points in human history, not just because of the vast global conflict it caused, but also because of the remarkable technological advancements it spurred. In just a few short years, the technology of war and communication advanced at a rate never seen before, leaving a lasting legacy that still influences us today. At the heart of these advancements was the Enigma machine. Invented in the 1920s, the Enigma was originally a commercial encryption device but was later adopted by the German military to send secret, coded messages. The machine's complex series of rotors and electrical circuits allowed it to generate millions of possible code combinations, making German communications appear unbreakable. For a time, the Allies struggled to decipher these codes, giving the Axis powers a huge advantage in military planning. But in 1939, Polish cryptanalysts made a breakthrough in understanding how the machine worked and shared their findings with Britain. This led to the formation of a secret code-breaking unit at Bletchley Park, where brilliant minds like Alan Turing helped break the German codes. By developing the bomb machine, an early form of computing technology, Turing and his colleagues were able to decode thousands of German military messages every day. This achievement, considered one of the greatest intelligence triumphs of the war, gave the Allies crucial insights into enemy operations and was instrumental in turning the tide of the conflict. In addition to encryption and code breaking, the skies above the battlefields became a crucial arena for technological competition. During World War I, aircraft were still a relatively new technology, used primarily for reconnaissance. But by the time World War II began, air power had become a decisive factor in warfare. Both the Allies and the Axis powers developed advanced fighter and bomber planes that could deliver devastating blows to enemy forces. Among the most iconic aircraft of the war was the British Spitfire. This fast, agile fighter was instrumental in the Battle of Britain, where it helped the Royal Air Force defend the United Kingdom from German air attacks. On the other side, the German Luftwaffe introduced the Messerschmitt Me 262, the world's first operational jet fighter. With its groundbreaking jet propulsion system, the Me 262 could outrun any Allied aircraft, giving Germany a brief technological edge in the air. However, production problems and strategic mismanagement prevented the Me 262 from turning the tide of the war. Radar was another game-changing innovation that played a critical role in World War II. The development of radar allowed military forces to detect incoming enemy planes and ships, even in bad weather or at night, long before they were visible to the naked eye. This technology gave the British a significant advantage during the Battle of Britain, as they were able to detect German bombers early and scramble their fighters to intercept them. Radar stations along the English coastline provided early warning, allowing the Royal Air Force to respond quickly and efficiently to incoming threats. The use of radar wasn't limited to air defense. Allied forces also used radar to help detect enemy ships and submarines, revolutionizing naval warfare. Submarines, particularly German U-boats, had posed a major threat to Allied shipping lanes, disrupting supply lines across the Atlantic. With radar, the Allies could more effectively hunt down and destroy enemy submarines, securing critical supply routes. Meanwhile, on the ground, the mechanization of warfare saw tremendous progress. Tanks had been introduced during World War I, but they were slow, unreliable, and vulnerable. By the time World War II broke out, tank technology had evolved significantly. The German panzer tanks, such as the Panzer IV and the more heavily armored Tiger, were among the most feared weapons on the battlefield. These tanks, with their thick armor and powerful cannons, gave German forces a major advantage in early tank battles, particularly during the Blitzkrieg campaigns in Poland and France. However, the Allies quickly adapted. They developed their own advanced tanks, such as the Soviet T-34 and the American M4 Sherman. The T-34, with its sloped armor and rugged design, was particularly effective on the Eastern Front, where it helped the Soviet Union turn the tide against Nazi Germany. The M4 Sherman, while not as heavily armored as the Tiger, was faster and more mobile, allowing the Allies to overwhelm the Germans with sheer numbers. Aside from the development of tanks, other military vehicles such as half-tracks, trucks, and amphibious landing craft became essential to the mobility of troops and equipment. The concept of combined arms, where infantry, tanks, artillery, and air power worked together, became the foundation of modern military strategy, largely due to the technological advances seen during this period. Another crucial technological leap came in the field of medicine and healthcare. World War II accelerated medical innovation as doctors and scientists worked to treat the wounded more effectively and prevent the spread of disease. Penicillin, one of the most important medical discoveries of the 20th century, became widely available during the war. This antibiotic saved countless lives by treating infections that would have otherwise been fatal. Field hospitals were also improved, with new techniques for treating trauma injuries, blood transfusions, and surgeries that laid the groundwork for modern emergency medicine. But perhaps the most controversial and consequential technological development of World War II was the creation of the atomic bomb. The so-called Manhattan Project, a top-secret U.S. research program, was established to develop nuclear weapons in response to fears that Nazi Germany was working on its own atomic bomb. Led by scientists like J. Robert Oppenheimer, the Manhattan Project culminated in the successful testing of the first atomic bomb in July 1945. Just a month later, the U.S. dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, leading to Japan's surrender and the end of World War II. The sheer destructive power of these bombs was unlike anything the world had ever seen, and their use not only ended the war but also marked the beginning of the nuclear age. The ethical and political implications of atomic weapons continue to shape global geopolitics to this day. In conclusion, World War II was a period of unprecedented technological innovation. From the breaking of the Enigma code to the use of radar and jet aircraft, from advanced tanks to the development of the atomic bomb, the war changed the face of modern warfare and left a lasting legacy on technology, science, and society. The lessons learned and the innovations born out of this conflict continue to shape the world we live in today.